published 11:24 est, the 10th of November 2017, updated 11:42 est, the 10th of November 2017. An engineer whose ex-girlfriend threw acid over him had reported her to police just 3 weeks earlier, a court has heard. Mark Van Dongen, 29, was left with horrific scarring and paralyzed from the neck down following the attack in Bristol in September 2015. Prosecutors say the attack was deliberately carried out by his ex Berliner Wallace, who is said to have shouted, "If I can't have you, no one else can." The trial heard today that, earlier the same month, the victim made 2 999 calls in which he alleged Wallace had harassed and attempted to blackmail him. But a police officer told the court her tone had been pleading rather than harassing. Mark Van Dongen reported his ex-Berliner Wallace to police 3 weeks before she allegedly threw acid over him in an attack prosecutors say led to his suicide over a year later. He also claimed she had made silent calls to his new partner, of whom she was said to be jealous. Mr. Van Dongen took his own life at a suicide clinic in his native Belgium after suffering 15 months of pain following the alleged attack. He had told his father that he had nothing left to live for and was in near constant agony. Wallace is on trial for murder at Bristol Crown Court after prosecutors alleged that the attack was the direct cause of Mr. Van Dongen's death. She denies the charge. Jurors listened to the 2 999 calls Mr. Van Dongen made to Avon and Somerset police on September 2, 2015. In the first call, which was 16 minutes long, Mr. Van Dongen told the operator, "I split up with my girlfriend last week, the week before, and she keeps calling me and now she wants me to go there and I said no, I am not going there. Now SHES like blackmailing me and the like." Asked to explain the blackmail threat, Mr. Van Dongen replies, "Well, she says like, she first kept on calling and crying and like hyperventilating and everything." Jealous Wallace was making silent phone calls to his new girlfriend. Mr. Van Dongen told police, "When I left her to start off with, she tried to kill herself. She took a handful of pills and she said like she would stab herself if I was going to leave her. Now she constantly keeps on calling me and now she just called me and she says like, oh, you should come today, and I'm like, I'm going to call the police, say that you download a child." She keeps screaming like, "SHE's ruining my life. Can you do something about it because like SHE's bothering my girlfriend. I don't want no police here or nothing because SHE's causing problems. SHE's just causing so much problems. I just want somebody to go to my ex and have a word with her or like section or whatever." He said he was willing to attend a police station to make a statement. Mr. Van Dongen pleaded with his police to stop his girlfriend harassing him before the attack. The call handler asks him, "Just writing all of this down, so it's your ex-girlfriend and she won't leave you alone?" Mr. Van Dongen replies, "No, she won't. She won't, and SHES blackmailing me, SHES threatening me." He says his new girlfriend, Violet Farquharson, had been receiving silent phone calls which he suspected was Wallace. "My new girlfriend gets lots of phone calls from a private number and nobody's speaking, and I bet it's her because my ex had my email account and she would have all the phone numbers. It must be her," he says. The victim's father yesterday told the jury of the months of agony he suffered between the alleged attack and his death. Something needs to be done about it. The call ends unexpectedly and Mr. Van Dongen rings back and speaks to a different operator, and they confirm an officer will contact him to make an appointment to visit a police station to make a statement. The following day, Mr. Van Dongen attended Trinity Road Police Station in Bristol and spoke to PC Katie Bettel. The officer told jurors Mr. Van Dongen told her that he had been receiving unwanted phone calls and text messages from Wallace and alleged she had been making silent calls to Miss Farquharson. "I told him that I would make it very clear to Miss Wallace that it was unwanted contact and that if she continued to make contact that would be considered harassment," she said. "I also said that I would also warn her that we could investigate other calls and what the consequences would be." PC Bettel told the jury she looked through his phone but did not perceive the text messages she saw to be threatening but of a pleading nature. She said, "I wouldn't have said that they were harassing." She later visited Wallace to warn her to stop contacting Mark, and told her how police could trace the source of silent phone calls. She added she was particularly quiet at the beginning. "She just let me speak. I would normally expect someone to try and give an account, but she was pretty much silent. Colin Evans, a work colleague of Mr. Van Dongen, said he had showed him scratches on his back which he alleged Wallace had caused. He used to say that she was abusive, and he pulled up his top and showed me the various scratch marks on his back, and he reiterated, "She's crazy, look what she's done to me," he said. I remember him saying that she threatened to kill him if he ever left her. Mr. Evans said he had gone to Wallace's flat to collect a printer and documents because Mr. Van Dongen was genuinely scared of going there himself. Wallace to Bristol denies charges of murder and applying a corrosive fluid. She claims she thought she was throwing a glass of water at Mr. Van Dongen. Sorry, we are not currently accepting comments on this article.